Hi and welcome back everyone, and for any new viewers, my name is Sarah. You can find me anywhere on Sarah of Horror, and here on my channel I review movies, TV shows, and other things I find interesting to talk about. But yeah, it's the first day of the new year, and I hope you all had a great New Year's Eve. I was celebrating with friends, and I had a great, amazing time. But today, I'm of course starting my Slashuary month where I only review slasher movies in January. And I've gotten a few tips from you, a few suggestions, and I'm actually starting with a movie that was recommended that I've seen before, but it's been many, many years. So I just recently rewatched the film. And it is Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. It's from 2006. It's directed by Scott Glosserman. It's starring Nathan Bassel, Angela Gethaus, Zelda Rubinstein, Robert England, Scott Wilson, and we also have a small cameo by Kane Hodder. So in this one, we have this up and coming serial killer who lets a film crew document like the moments leading up to his big killing spree. So he takes this team with him where they film his preparations and some of his intended victims in the quiet town of Glen Echo. So I'm really happy that I got this suggestion by one of you in the comments. And I was really looking forward to rewatching this one because I haven't seen it in so many years and I barely remembered anything from it. But yeah, I do really like the concept that we have a film crew following this about to be serial killer and how the serial killer plans and why he has chosen the victims that he has chosen. So this movie is made with a lot of love and homage to the subgenre of the slasher films. Like we have mentions of Halloween, Friday the 13th, A Night on Elm Street, and in the beginning we do have a little small cameo from Kane Hodder. It's only a few seconds, but it was really like warm and touching. And then of course we have the serial killer himself, played by Nathan, and he's very intriguing. I think he was the right choice to play this serial killer, Leslie Vernon. And he's just so happy and looking forward to his whole plan to terrorize the town of Glen Echo. And I really like the scenes where they are filming and stalking his intended victims and where he speaks about like, oh, this I have chosen this victim because of this certain stereotype, and this girl has to be the final girl because of blah blah blah. And I just really liked hearing like his thoughts and motivations and how he was kind of acting with the crew, like how they were responding to everything. So it was definitely a lot of interesting dialogue, interesting scenes, and I also like the beginning, like the opening scene, how that kind of tied in with everything later. So I do think the script is good. It's a fun concept, it's a fun story, and I understand why many people like this film, why it was considered so unique, because it is kind of unique. And it's also in 2006. We do get some fun and bloody kills, and I do like the weapon that Leslie has. It's a little kind of not like the Reaper, because the Reaper has a long version of this, but I like a short. I honestly don't know what it's called, but it was the same thing kind of used in Hostel 2 in the Elizabeth Bathory scene. And I think that was the perfect weapon for this killer, and that is very memorable because in slasher movies, the serial killer has to have a very memorable weapon. So I do think that they achieved this in Behind the Mask. Then I also really loved the conflicting kind of feelings that the film crew had. Because, they are following this serial killer who's actually planning on killing people. Like, maybe in the beginning, they didn't think that he was serious. Maybe they were just following along for shits and giggles and be like, just gonna follow along for the preparations. Maybe nothing will happen. And then when they realize that this is a bit more serious than they thought it is, that's where I think that film got really interesting. because then we had the conflicting feelings of the crew and how they were dealing with all of that, and how they also were treating Leslie. Because remember, he wants to kill people. He seemed to have a pleasure from just the thought that he is about to kill people. So you can't just deal with him in any way. It can't be like restrict or even talk back, because you don't know what he will do to you. So I do like that aspect of the film, and I had a fun time rewatching this one. And also, I really liked some of the locations, like the barn was really good, and just the use of some of the different weapons and killing methods. And then we got to know some of the victims a lot, or intended victims, and I just liked how everything portrayed and went in the third act of the film. Because it's fun to see that even though there were some hiccups in the plan, Leslie adapted, and he he still showed us that he wants to be this serial killer so bad. And then of course we have Freddie England in this one, in a little bigger part. So it wasn't just a cameo or a few minutes, it was a little bit more. So I do like the character that he portrayed in this one, and it kind of fitted well against the character of Leslie Vernon. I also like the look of Leslie Vernon, the mask, the kind of painting behind the mask, and his whole attire. It felt very memorable, and I wish that this could have continued, like for many movies. Like we could have had a franchise about Leslie Vernon, and this being the kind of original film, like the origin story, and that this film crew would have had all this footage, and then maybe they could have been worked more on the footage for the next film. And that would be just a fun idea. Maybe, I don't know, something for the future. I mean, it's been like almost 20 years now. It's been 20 years. Yeah, we're in 2026 now. That's crazy. So it's been like almost 20 years, and so I don't know how a continuation would like be or work. But yeah, I feel that this could have been a franchise. I do also like the pacing, the editing of the film. Like, it never got boring. And it was also fun to kind of see how the people around Leslie interacted and responded to his plan and to his thoughts, like the people closest to him. So that was also fun that they incorporated that in their own documentary. So yeah, there were a lot of characters to get to know, but I have fun getting to know all the characters, and yeah, this is a good film. I'm so glad that I rewatched. So thank you for the suggestion of me reviewing Behind the Mask for Slashuary. But what do I give Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon? I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. So an 8 out of 10 to Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Good, solid film with a, big homage to slasher movies. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and also subscribe and comment something for the algorithm. Of course, let me know your thoughts about this film in the comment section below. And I will of course be back with more Slashuary reviews for you. So just add any slasher movie you want me to review, and I will add them to my list. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye.